Well, Jonesy,
we're back.
It's back. G'day, good afternoon, good evening, maybe good morning or good whatever it is, wherever you're listening into us across this big musical world on the World Wide Web. Greetings and welcome to the Australian Radio Indie Music Scene podcast with Dingo and Jonesy. This is episode 10.
OMG, it's a cross.
It's 10, so your Roman numeral cross, so it's 10. Jonesy, is it time to celebrate yet?
We got a few hours clocked in, but maybe we might build up to a special show.
A special show.
We'll get that organised in
Fire up the Matador Conquest 4.
Yeah, we might actually have a social gathering.
Gathering.
Invite all our friends who comment, especially all the ones in America.
Yeah. Hey, if they can get here,
that's right.
I'll throw a few snags on the barbecue, maybe a prawn or two.
Just quietly, our good friend Dave Evans, the king of all
badasses.
He's actually he landed in the US and he's in Mexico as we speak.
Holy guacamole.
How did he do that? I don't know, Batman.
Jeez, and I... Anyway, if you've missed an episode, feel free to go back and watch. Just search Australian Radio Indie on YouTube as we broadcast this show for the first time on Monday night at 6 p.m. here on the central coast of New South Wales, Australia. It's 12:30 p.m. in Mumbai, India. Midday in Tashkent, Uzbekistan.
Tashkent?
Yeah.
They got a cricket team, I think.
From the stands. And it's
the
9 a.m.
stands. I'm going to use that.
The stands? Well, there's a whole heap of stands.
Yeah, Kazakhstan.
Yeah, Uzbekistan.
Yeah,
Pakistan. Afghanistan.
They got good cricket teams.
Yeah. Anyway, it's also, I know this is another big country that streams you. It's 9 a.m. in Kiev, Ukraine.
Oh, we love Kiev.
Chicken Kiev.
Yeah, I love a good one.
Jonesy. And it's 9 a.m. and it's midnight in Albuquerque, New Mexico. The radio show is also broadcast later in the week. The YouTube episode will premiere online from midday on Friday, but after that you can watch or stream it anytime.
You sure can.
And if you're watching us on YouTube or listening to a replay, then maybe the time is a little different. Anyway, good afternoon to Hong, listening in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. Good evening to Ian, listening in Batto Bay, because I know he tunes in.
Good on you, Ian. I know who Ian is.
Yeah.
And good on you, Ian.
And an early good morning to Helena, listening in Seattle, if you want to shout out.
Yeah, and Warren. Who's IC Monkeys, in the band IC Monkeys, over in the States. He loved our last week's podcast. He's wrote some lovely comments there, but...
Yeah, we'll get...
I'm jumping the gun.
You're jumping the gun.
Anyway, I'm jumping the gun.
Yeah, if you want to shout out to you or your town, leave a comment and your name and location in the YouTube comments. Jeez. And we'll be sure to mention you at some point. Thanks for the positive feedback from our shows last week with Abby Ferris and Glenn Bidmead. So now...
Bidmead, yeah.
Bidmead. Now you can talk about Warren.
Sorry. Well, Warren... From the if you go to YouTube, look up IC Monkeys, all one word, you'll see Warren's handiwork and very outlandish and abstract videos.
Mm-hmm.
But absolutely nice gentleman, watches all our podcasts and puts in the comments. It's great to have supporters like that.
And I know our friends at What's Happening Entertainment Radio in the Carolinas want more of Abby Ferris's back catalogue to play to their audience.
Yeah, they're updating all their playlists with a lot of Australian acts that I've sent over this week. So it's good times to be an Australian independent act. If you're coming through us, you're getting played in North Carolina.
Wow. Now, if you've got a suggestion or observation, don't be shy. Leave us a comment. So what's coming up? I'm sure we will ramble, maybe even rant. But we do have a surprise or two, maybe possibly three.
Yeah.
I can let you into a secret, Jonesy.
Okay.
We've got some brand spanking new music and an interview with one of Australia's great songwriters. But before all of that, Jonesy, what did you get up to this week?
Short and sweet, not too much at all. Just a lot of video editing and I'm doing interviews on ARI with different artists and that's
Australian Radio Indie.
Yeah, our online radio station. So you can hear the podcasts there and also some great radio shows. And this gentleman next to me, he's got a few shows in the can that's...
not in a can.
Not in a can?
On the desk.
On the desk. All right, on the desk.
And as for me, a bit like you, some gardening, listening to some music, catching up with some friends, and it's domestic chores time of the year for me. My car rego's due, so just all of those things.
I've got two due at the same time. Oh,
that's no good. That's no good.
Yeah,
and the weather wasn't exactly the best this week, but you know what? It's good today.
We're outdoors. We were umming and ahhing whether to be outdoors. This morning it was raining.
Yeah.
And when we're broadcasting at this beautiful time of the day, and the blue sky and sunshine, so the gardeners are out if you might be able to hear a bit of noise in the background.
And the birds.
Oh, and the birds love us.
But I did...
Want me to tell you some bad news? What's here?
What's that?
Possums. The bastards are eating me flowers.
Oh.
Bloody possums.
Oh, no, you're not allowed to say things like that anymore. Yeah,
well, anyway. Does anyone know how to keep possums away from your roses?
You put the possums in a cage.
Well, I'll have to get a cage.
Anyway, but you know what? I did watch Haley Jensen's Facebook feed, and guess what? She's got some new music released to Radio on Us. How about we play that and give people an Australian radio indie premiere? Haley's new song is called Fireworks, and Jonesy, I'm loving it.
Okay, nice. I'm looking forward to hearing it.
Okay, Jonesy, make it so, and then we'll come back, and I've got even some better news about how you can possibly feature in Haley's video for that song. So, Jonesy, make it so.
I get that beat, beat, beating in my heart, and that's just where it starts. I get that boom, boom, thinking about your kiss. Ain't nothing can compare to this. I get a butterfly feeling. It's like I'm shooting through the ceiling. It's like fireworks. Baby, when I'm with you, we're like dynamite, burning right to the fuse. Yeah, we're shining bright, we're up all night. You light me up and it feels so right. It's like fireworks. Baby, when I'm with you, there's just something about your touch. And nothing beats that rush. It's a hallelujah love, and it's flying right off of the charts. It's like fireworks. Baby, when I'm with you, we're like dynamite, burning right to the fuse. We're shining bright, we're up all night. You light me up, it feels so right. It's like fireworks. Baby, when I'm with you. Baby, when I'm with you. We fall like confetti. Baby, it's as good as it gets. It's just so electric. A sweet high that you'll never forget. It's like fireworks. Baby, when I'm with you, we're like dynamite, burning right to the fuse. We're shining bright, we're up all night. You light me up and it feels so bright, like fireworks. Baby, when I'm with you. Baby, when I'm with you. Baby, when I'm with you.
Very nice indeed.
Yeah, it's a great song. It is a very good song. I can see it doing very well for her. Haley is going to film a video, right?
Yeah.
But she's also going to use photos from her fans in the video.
Nice.
So what you've got to do is visit her Facebook page, go back and have a listen to our episode so you can find out how to get in contact with Haley, and watch her stream from Thursday night to learn more. Now, it is time dated, specific, and I know that both you and I have missed out on being in videos before.
You need to get your finger out of your butt. Get to that site,
Yep.
have a look at how you got to do it, and get it done.
And I didn't think we were allowed to say get it done.
No, we won't get it on.
Ah, okay. Get it. Okay.
Let's
so
get it done. That's your new one. Let's
Yeah.
get it done.
get it done. Okay. With Jonesy, I've got another surprise for you.
Okay.
We've got NeillyRich, one of our favourite duos.
Oh, I love their My Town song.
Anyway,
Yes.
that album, they've announced it. It's being released on the 27th of November.
Okay, it's not far away.
No, and they've released another single off what is going to be a huge and successful album.
Yep.
Their latest single is Love Bender. Jonesy, you know what to do. Next,
Let's make it so.
let's hit the play button for our second Australian Radio Indie premiere for the day. And you know what? After that, we've still got some more premieres to go.
Okay.
So keep listening.
Well, stick around. We got a surprise coming up straight after the song.
Yes, we do.
Cool.
Hey guys, it's NeillyRich here, and you're listening to our brand new single, Love Bender.
Your kiss is like a sip of rum. I can never stop at one. Drink you down till the bottle's gone. You're looking for another one. I've been drunk since I can't remember. My mind's spinning like a cocktail blender. It's my shout, I'm a big spender. Since I met you, I've been on a love bender.
Your love is like a glass of red. More than one goes to my head. You make me smile, yeah, you make me laugh. One more sip and I'm on my ass.
I've been drunk since I can't remember. My mind's spinning like a cocktail blender. It's my shout, I'm a big spender. Since I met you, I've been on a love bender. Touch is just like tequila. You sneak on up, and girl, I feel ya.
Your words are smooth, just like good whiskey. 3 or 4, and boy, it hits me.
I've been drunk since I can't remember. My mind's spinning like a cocktail blend. It's my shout, I'm a big spender. Since I met you, I've been on a love. I've been drunk since I can't remember. My mind's spinning like a cocktail blend. It's my shout, I'm a big spender. Since I met you, I've been on a love bender. Love bender.
Love bender.
Great song by NeillyRich there, Love Bender. Now, I know that you're a big fan of NeillyRich and,
Well, we've been supporting them for a while.
and My Town, I know.
Oh, yeah, My Town. What a song. That's actually in our ARI top 10 hot hits of the week.
Well, it deserves it. It's
Week-
great music.
Week 40, that's come from just outside the top 10 into the number 3 position this week. And in that top 10, just quietly, there's Troy Kemp. He's in at 10. I think even Drews, he's in there at 9. And then there's a few, but who else do we have? Oh, Haley Jensen.
Haley?
She's still in the top 10. She's sliding down the scale like there's not as many. More people now are gravitating towards the newer music.
Her new song.
Yeah, because-
Well, okay, her song that we featured,
Yep.
Breaking Hearts.
Yeah, because once with the way it works with us here at the station is that when people request a song, we play it and it gets counted on the counter, and then when they request it physically, it is another mark for their count. And at the end of the week, we do the count, and lo and behold, Haley Jensen's older song, who's really like Turning Up the Dial, was really going well. Went to number 1 for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And now it's because other people are supporting other songs of Haley's that song slowly slides down the list.
So I'm thinking Breaking Hearts maybe into...
Well, if those people who supported that turning up the dial, if they all put their votes in at for Breaking Hearts...
This is a bit that confuses me, because I just like music, and I just... Anyway...
It's like Storm Cellar, for instance. Storm Cellar probably get more requests here than any other band, but they don't make the chart because they've got so much diversity, and each request is for a different song.
Okay, so let's just recap. So NeillyRich releasing that album, and I can say that it's going to be an extended album with a couple of acoustic surprises on it, and we're going to have to get them on. So that song was Love Bender, and the name of the album is going to be called Love Bender, which is going to confuse people like me who... So we've got Love Bender the single off Love Bender the album. We're going to have to get in contact with NeillyRich and get them on a future program. But before we introduce our first guest for our third surprise, let's open the third premiere for the one program. Let's open the video vault to enjoy one of their songs. Aussie As was released in 2019 by MATT SCULLION. Let's not give too much away, as after the song, fingers crossed, we'll have Matt's company on the line. Jonesy, make it so. MATT SCULLION, Aussie As.
Copy, Captain.
Aussie as a lazy Sunday Harvey, stubby in your hand, snag on the barbie. Aussie as nippers on the beach, kids on the veranda, feeding lorikeets. It's a blue tongue in the garden, it's a footy on the roof, it's a cheeky kookaburra laughing at you. It's 100 different cultures all rolled into one. Let's call them Barry Baz, Sharon Shaz, it's Aussie As. Aussie as a raffle and a pub, and chicken chow mein in a bowling club. Aussie as a flutter on the cup, and $5 in the tin when the salvos show up. It's a bugle call at sunrise, it's a pinned on rosemary sprig, it's a rum and milk and 10 on tails every April 25th. It's 100 different cultures all rolled into one. Let's call them Barry Baz, Sharon Shaz, it's Aussie As. 05 at Bathurst, a box of redheads matches, kids swinging on a Hills horse, and bindies in the grass. A cyclone called Tracy, a ginger boy named Blue, and Jack and Jillaroo. Now that's Aussie As. Yachts on Boxing Day, and that big smile on Luna Park's face. It's a simple word like sorry, it's a flag to call your own, red, white and blue, and it's red, black and yellow. It's 100 different cultures, all rolled into one. Let's call them Barry Baz, Sharon Shaz. It's Aussie as a pair of tracky dads. Aussie as.
It's Australian Radio Indie. Streaming live on the World Wide Web.
That's a great song, isn't it?
That was a nice song, but we've got...
we've got Matt on the phone, fingers crossed. Matt, welcome to Australian Radio Indie.
G'day, Jonesy and Dingo. How you guys doing?
Not too bad, not too bad. We're talking to Matt Scullion about his new release, 1868. Jonesy and I have featured several of your songs over our previous episode, and it's wonderful to finally get you on the line to celebrate the release of your new single. In fact, prior to chatting with you, Jonesy and I just opened up the video vault and we're watching and sharing with our audience Aussie As, your video release from 2019. That was a great song, and I'm thinking that was a precursor to the style of COVID music videos we're seeing at the moment, the artist being the primary feature and small video montages. Seems you were ahead of your time when you made that video.
I could have been, mate. Either really behind. Well, I've always been really ahead or really behind. I can't work it out.
Just cutting edge perhaps.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. So where are you sitting at this time in the big old COVID restricted world?
Where am I? I'm up in a beautiful little place called Glencoe, which is up near Glen Innes,
right,
in the New England, New England mountain. Yes, and my wife and I bought a little place up here, probably 12 months ago. So we actually moved up here right when COVID hit, but we were planning on moving here anyway. So it was one of those things that it actually worked out really well. I mean, if it can work out really well in times like this, it actually did. So nice. We've been up here for the last 7 months or something like that, just, working on the place and planting native trees and gardening and sort of doing that. I mean, when Queensland opened up about 4 months ago, it opened up for a bit. Sharon and I jumped in the caravan and headed on up to Queensland and the Northern Territory to do some shows. So I have been able to do a little tour during COVID, but not as much as I'd like to.
Tell me about it.
But before we talk about Matt's new release, let's recap on the history of Matt Scullion. Jonesy, you may be a Werris Creek boy.
Yeah.
But Matt is a Ridgy-Didge coastal country boy and comes from the beautiful seaside town of Ulladulla on the south coast of New South Wales. Proudly displays his Ulladulla sticker on his guitar case as he travels both nationally and internationally. In fact, he's even written a song about the Ulladulla sticker. So if you're, check out that song on your streaming service. Matt is an accomplished singer-songwriter, storyteller, musician, live performer and all-round nice guy. Matt has released numerous singles as well as multiple albums over his career, lived and worked in Nashville, and prior to COVID performed on a regular basis in and around Newcastle, with trips not only to rural and regional New South Wales but across Australia. Matt's introduction to music industry was as a guitarist in a local band in Ulladulla. Matt, Ulladulla was a long way from the capital city music scene or even the country music scene, so who were your musical inspirations or role models when you were growing up?
Oh, geez, that's a big one. Look, I've always had a soft spot for country music, even when I first started out playing in a band. We used to write all our own songs, but we used to sing songs by... I was a huge, big Aussie Crawl fan.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Yep.
Loved Aussie Crawl, loved a lot of those bands from around that time, Ganga Jang and sort of bands like that. Was really into that, but I always had a soft spot for country music, and I actually remember back when I was a teenager, we had a Commodore, or a Bommodore as we like to call it. And we we had a country music tape in the cassette deck, and it got stuck as cassettes used to get stuck in, we couldn't get it out for a couple of years. So it was either driving along, it was either the radio station, because we lived in the country, didn't get much radio down there, or it was the, the 1 million selling hits. Best,
the
best country
mixtape.
stuff. So the mixtape of that. So, mate, I wouldn't say it was force-fed country music because I liked it anyway, but I really became accustomed with some of the old, great old country songs back then.
And I'm a couple of years older than you, mate, but we had an 8-track, and that tape got stuck in the old old Rover. Yeah, the old Rover we had. Yeah, we used to go down the northern beaches listening to ELO on 8-track back in the day.
Back in the day?
Yeah, but I tell you what that did do for me, guys, was really give me an appreciation for story songs.
Yeah, for sure.
And that just jumps right in, because Matt is known in the music industry as a songwriter of the stars, having his songs recorded by the cream of Australian country, including Lee and Tanya Kernigan, Sarah Storer, Adam Harvey, Travis Collins and Amber Lawrence, to name the headliners. But he's probably co-written with more people than I can count. And nice. I was doing the research on you, and I've got your songs in my iTunes, so I just put in Matt Scullion, and it comes up. I have more listings for you as a songwriter and composer than I actually did have songs. So I'm thinking, well, that's just Matt Scullion for you. And
jeez, thanks.
But 18 nice. Of those songs have gone to number one spots on the country music charts.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. But to his credit, Matt also shares his skills, knowledge and experience and writes with the up-and-comers as well. Some of the people that we've had on say, came over, flew over, wrote some songs with Matt Scullion. Now, this might be a little unfair, but Jonesy...
You want to let him talk? You're going to get him?
Yeah, he's going to get to talk. He's going to... Okay, hands on the buzzer. I know your first musical preference is not necessarily country. Did you know Cold Chisel recorded one of Matt's songs?
No, I did not.
Yeah, on the 2015 album, The Perfect Crime. Matt, I'll get you to name the song.
Shoot the Moon.
Shoot the Moon. I'll be shooting that moon later when we get off air. I'll love to hear it.
Yes, great song.
I got a little funny story for you if you want to hear about that song.
I'd love to.
I was actually over in Nashville at the time, and a friend of mine hooked me up with Ian Moss to do some songwriting, which was fantastic because Ian's one of my favourite guitar players of all time.
Yep, nice guy.
And anyway, so we did some songwriting that day, and we got along great. We went and had a couple of beers later on, which was fantastic, and I left, thinking, I might have a chance of getting a song on an Ian Moss solo album, which was, wow, that'll be fantastic, Anyway, fast forward a couple of months, and I'm in a songwriting session in Nashville, and I get a text message from Mossy, and he says, mate, just want to let you know that Cold Chisel are reforming. We're going to be doing a tour, and we're going to be releasing an album to support that tour, and the boys all love Shoot the Moon, and we're going to be recording that song. I'm going to be singing it, so you've got yourself a Cold Chisel cut, mate. Congratulations. Wow. Well, I tell you what, I went white. I went white. And the two collaborators that I was writing with that day, both being very American, were like, what's wrong? And then I explained to them what had just happened, and they're like, Cold who?
Cold who, yeah.
Cold who? Chisel what? So they'd never heard of it, and I was so excited, jumping out of my skin. So I'm like, well, guys, it's like this, but I'm trying to think of a comparison. I'm like, well, I don't know. Imagine if Journey got back together. That was the only comparison I could come on. And I went, So I went out that night anyway to celebrate, and I went to my local place, my local waterhole, and I was looking for some Aussies, because there's always Aussies in Nashville.
Yep.
Couldn't find an Aussie that night, could I? So I had to sit there and celebrate on my own, because nobody knew what I was talking about.
Oh, man, now there's a story. That's a classic.
Yeah.
I know. I wanted to celebrate, but I couldn't celebrate with anybody because no one knew what I was doing.
Was at the time, was Ian writing his Ian Moss solo album, the latest one that came out? I'm assuming.
I think he was.
Yeah, because we've been playing that. Yeah,
he was working on stuff, and because we were working on, you hadn't even mentioned anything about Chisel. It was more Ian Moss stuff, and I was like, man, I'd be honoured to have a song on your album, Ian. And then when he contacted me about the Chisel, I was like, even better.
Yeah, he sent us that album over to give it a run, and he had some great tracks on that album as well. Just Ian Moss. Yeah. So, but we're here talking. Yeah, sorry.
I was going to say I don't think he could write a bad song.
Yeah.
No, you're probably right there for sure.
Anyway, the thing I like about Matt's music is that his songs can make you think, laugh, cry, wonder what if, motivate and inspire you. And if you ever get the chance to go and see Matt, take that opportunity. So at the 2018 Golden Guitar Awards in Tamworth, Our Backyard, which Matt co-wrote with Travis Collins and Amber Lawrence, was awarded Song of the Year. Matt, that must have been a pretty special moment and a culmination of many years of hard work. How'd that feel up on stage before the country music community and your industry peers?
Indescribable, mate. Indescribable. Amazing. Just that I was so nervous because, look, I can get up there and with the guitar wrapped around my neck, or hanging off my neck, I should say, up on stage, and I can talk for hours. I usually have to get people to tell me to shut up and sing. I have no problem talking. But you get me without a guitar, and I just go to jelly. So I was so nervous. So I got up there to do my speech, and I don't think I did a very good speech. But anyway, listen, it was an amazing moment, and what an honour. Yeah. What an absolute honour.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and I actually got to hold that golden guitar at one of his Scullion sessions, but I imagine it's polished and sits very much in pride of place at the new home, Matt.
I'm looking at it right now.
If Dingo held it, you should give it an extra
come on,
bit of an extra clean.
Anyway, let's talk about 1868, not the year. 1868 is Matt's latest single. The song tells the story of the first Australian cricket team to tour overseas. Can you tell our audience about the inspiration for your song and how you came to write 1868?
I first got clued in about the story from a good mate, Len Pascoe, who, as you guys would know, being cricket tragic, used to be the fast bowler. I used to call him Slippery. I've become friends with Len over the years, and he rang me up last Australia Day, and it was right near the end of the Tamworth Country Music Festival. And he rang me up on Australia Day, and he was in Narrabri at the time. There was a duo, like a bit of something going on over there with Indigenous cricket over in Narrabri. And he was over there with a fella called Les Knox, who's really involved in cricket over there. And anyway, long story short, he told me, he said, you've got to write a song about this story. So, it really interested me straight away. So I got on, I started doing my research on the song. And so that sort of sparked the interest. And then the more I read, I was just I can't even think of the word.
Taken
it just
aback.
Blew me away.
Yeah.
And, but the main thing that really blew me away was that not many people knew the story.
Yeah.
And after I'd written the song, I had played it a fair few times out, and I always asked the audience for a show of hands who's heard the story before, and without fail, every single time, only a third of the audience puts their hands up.
Yeah. Which
tells me that only a third of Australia has heard the song. So that's what blows me away the most about it. It's what a great cricket team they were. They went over there. It was 9 years before the baggy green. They went over there, and they hadn't had much cricket experience here in Australia. They'd only played a handful of games, like exhibition games, and they went over there and they beat some of the best in the world.
Yeah.
They actually beat them. They played 47 matches and they won 17, lost 17 and drew the rest. It was just ridiculous. Sorry, won 14, drew 14 and... won 14, lost 14 and drew the rest. I mean, for a team that's never travelled and done that, I just think it's an amazing effort.
A lot of, and you could just picture back in the day learning the game and being so athletic and nimble, they would have picked it up. And hand-eye coordination, it would have been... awesome to see, but it's great to hear, and great to hear the actual song with the story. It's piqued my interest.
And there's a fella, the central character in the song is a guy. Well, he's not the central character in the song, but the fella called Johnny Muller, who was he ended up having a career in cricket when he came back. A lot of the others just went back to their jobs as working on stations, and Johnny Muller. He ended up having an illustrious cricket career, and not a lot of people know that either. And but what the great thing is at every Boxing Day they have a man of the match medal.
Yeah.
Right. well, this Boxing Day they're actually changing the name of the medal, because I've been talking to Cricket Australia.
Nice.
They're changing the name of the medal to the Johnny Muller medal.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, very good.
Isn't it? So,
yeah, huge news. Yep.
So I mean, and I didn't write the song because of that. I'm only finding all this out after I've written the song.
After you've written the song.
It's seriously a coincidence. It's like just weird. It's just weird. And I've heard that they're going to be there's a company out there that are in the process of making a mini series.
Wow.
About Johnny Muller and the team.
Wow, that would be very interesting, for sure.
Mm.
The accompanying video you've made was self-produced during the COVID restrictions. What challenges did that present for you?
The main challenge was never doing a video. Never have done one before.
Right.
That was one of the big
That's
challenges. Learning on the job. My wife and I. But you know, it was. Look, I've done that many videos over the years now and been involved in them. You know, I think if you've got a good camera and you've got a half-decent eye, you know, it's sort of picking things. I think the only limitation is your imagination, really.
Mm-hmm. That's
so,
the thing. Back in the day, in the 80s, when video clips were mega dollars to be made and film crews were coming in to film it, now it's just you just need something nice that's visual and the music takes you there.
Yeah.
But I also was fortunate enough to get a lot of pictures and photos from the Harrow Discovery Centre down in Victoria, which is the second biggest cricket museum in Australia behind the Donald Bradman Museum.
Mm-hmm.
And a lady called Josie Sangster that runs that down there, she was kind enough to give me a lot of those photos and to use in the video clip. So what I did is after we'd filmed it, to make it match, I made the colour of the video, like the grading of the video, like an older style.
Yep.
So that you didn't have like a colour and then all of a sudden you had black and white photos. So I made the whole thing like sort of like a black and white,
nice
sepia type.
Sepia tone,
to make it. Yeah.
So how do people find out more information about yourself and your music?
Easiest way, mattscullionmusic.com. They can find everything they want there. There's links to the single. There's links to the video clip, and I'm also on all social media outlets like Facebook, just Matt Scullion Music, Instagram, the same thing, YouTube, Spotify, all those places. All those, I'm on all of them.
On all of them. No, I was looking at you, and we'll put those up for our audience. In looking at your website, I noticed you've come up with a novel approach to music as COVID restrictions lift. Can you tell us about your upcoming Campfire Swag-along tours?
Yes, well, yeah, glad you mentioned that. So what that is just thinking outside the box like you've got to do at the moment. There's just not a lot of gigs around in the normal places that we're used to playing in. So my wife and I put our thinking caps on and we thought, well, why not take people out bush ourselves? Obviously, it's only 20 people around the campfire, so we're staying within the restrictions of COVID at the moment. And 20 people around the campfire. We take them out for a couple of nights, 2 different spots for the weekend, and we finish off the night with an hour and a half show around the campfire.
Yeah, that's
nice.
That is. I've got one of my social media friends saying, "Dingo, you've got to come along," and I'm going, "Oh, that requires me to plan and be organised and unpack the tent that I haven't got out for a couple of years." So we'll see. I might see you there, Matt. I might see you there. We'll just see what happens.
Well, as I said, like we sell because it's my wife and I. So we sell 18 tickets to each show. We've got our first swag along coming up in about 3 weeks.
Yep.
And then we'll see how that goes, and then we'll definitely be planning some more. We did have a couple of planned for January, but I've just picked up a gig over the school holidays down at Mogo Zoo, singing around the campfire.
Oh,
nice.
That's going to be good for you. So that's you probably.
It'll be great. I'm really looking forward to it, actually.
So I can see from your social media you're busy around the house, but what's next in the musical pipeline for Matt Scullion?
What's next for me, mate? Just working this single as hard as I can and just getting it out. Just trying to, as I said before, I've got Cricket Australia is a really big supporter, and they've got a few things lined up for me. So hopefully we'll be doing some TV with this.
Nice.
And just trying to get the story out as much as we can. But apart from that, mate, definitely another album.
Okay, well that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, that is, I can see. I mean, as much as I'm a cricket tragic, and we don't have the time to explain cricket to our overseas audiences.
To American friends, yeah.
To our American friends. But perhaps we could just have half a wet day, and then our cricket media then have to have a filler, and perhaps they could then just run your song and your video for a few times.
Well, mate, if you can make that happen, I will be
Make it so. Yeah. Anyway, we've been talking to Matt Scullion about his latest single, 1868. Head over to your music delivery service and or YouTube and give it and Matt's back catalogue some love and attention. You won't be disappointed. There's some great songs and videos there. Visit his website and social media and like them. Buy some of his merch, his music, or sign up to become a fan so you can keep up to date. Matt, thanks for chatting with Australian Radio India. We're looking forward to more great music from you. Good luck. Bye for now. Stay safe and well. Peace and love to you and Sharon, and I'll get you to introduce your latest single.
Okay. This is Matt Scullion here, and you're with Jonesy and Dingo, and this is my latest single, 1868.
Thanks, mate.
It was before Smith and Warney, before the great Don, before Victor Trumper scored the first double ton. 9 years before the first test and the baggy green, Australia got its first cricket team. A clever bunch of stockmen and sturdy station hands who picked the game up quickly from settlers on the land. They sailed over to England, unsure of their fate. The tour made the headlines in 1868. They came from Jadwa to Jali, from Wajapalaki, some from Gunditj Mara, 13 men in all. Good as anybody with the bat and ball. The first Australian cricket side was Aboriginal. The tourists were admired for their athletic skills. The games were well attended, Nelly, all the seats were filled. 47 matches, they even played at Lord's, winning 14, while 19 games were drawn. The standout was Unaraman, better known as Johnny Muller, a whiz with the cork and willow, a real all-rounder. And there was young Genjin Inuk, nicknamed Digger Dick, who earned the locals' respect and wowed the crowd with his push tricks. They came from Jadwa to Jali, from Wajapalaki, some from Gunditj Mara, 13 men in all. Good as anybody with the bat and ball. The first Australian cricket side was Aboriginal. Returned to Sydney after 6 long months, exhausted from the grueling trip, but proud of what they'd done. But there was no hero's welcome, no ticker tape parade. Most went back to the stations, others sadly passed away. But in the town of Harrow, there's a piece of sacred land called Johnny Marler Oval in honour of the man. And there's a cricket museum with pictures of the past, Their names won't be forgotten, their legacy will last. They came from Jadwa to Charlie and Watchabalaki, some from Gunditj Mara, 13 men in all. Good as anybody with the bat and ball. The first Australian cricket side was Aboriginal. The first Australian cricket side was Aboriginal.
Jonesy, Matt Scullion, 1868. What do you think?
I think it's going to be a hit for the cricket season, mate. It's a lovely, typical Matt Scullion song, a storytelling song.
Beautiful storytelling song.
Yep, and
beautiful storytelling.
And the
song.
history, like that made me go into and look for this cricket book I've got, and it's actually in the start of the cricket book. Yeah, so like I must have just skimmed it when I got this book just to get to the 70s and that sort of interest that I was peaked at. But mate, Matt Scullion, congratulations! What a nice bit of Australian history.
That is, I can see it being picked up. Well, I know that I know in our chat that we had off air that Australian cricket has some interest in it. So it'll just be interesting to see. What happens, where it gets played, that sort of thing. But I could see it being played in some of the the cricket museums or.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I reckon it could be played at the tea break or something like that at the cricket. When imagine, I think they're going to let 25,000 people into the cricket this year. I think, and the way it works, it used to be Indian tourists. But because India's touring Australia this summer, and I reckon it'll still be Indians because there won't be no tourists. There'll be all the locals going to the games.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They'll still get big crowds at their cricket. They'll still get big crowds.
Congratulations, Matt. That's a nice piece of work and a lovely Australian history song that you've brought to the attention of the masses. Yeah.
Yes. And good. Once again, good luck with it and congratulations.
And you were talking about you might have wanted to go on one of the
I looked at it. I was talking to someone else, and they were about to pay their money, and they said, "Did I want to come along?" And I go, I just looked and I thought, I've got everything, so we'll just wait and see. I mean, it was fast filling.
Sitting around the campfire, a few rums, and you become a wild man. The dingoes howling. Oh,
I'm just an excitable boy, Jonesy. You know that. Excitable boy.
I do.
Anyway, we're getting close to the end of the program, so.
Yeah, I could just picture you running around in your PJs, mate.
I don't wear PJs.
Well, that's scary.
Is that too much information?
That's
as
scary.
the young people say?
Well, remind me not to camp near your swag.
Okay.
Yeah, the Americans are probably saying, swag? What the hell are they talking about?
Yeah, it's like a sleeping bag on the ground in a waterproof bag made out of canvas.
Oh, yeah. Well,
we better explain that to them.
Yeah, a great sleeping bag that's for all conditions, and you just don't want to be floating in water. That's about the only thing that they're not good at. But yeah, you can sleep in the snow. I've got one somewhere. I think it's at my daughter's place since we downsized. I've put all my camping gear in her garage. So they were going to utilise it this summer. So let's hope they do.
So that's the problem. But they've predicted a long, wet summer for us in the East Coast. So fingers crossed that doesn't happen, because I know that lots of tourist businesses will be looking forward to people hitting the road and getting out there and enjoying the Australian summer. Now, okay, I know you're probably disappointed in my clothing attire this week.
Ooh, your clothing attire. So, all right, here we go.
Oh, there might be some more editing involved there, Jones. Anyway, no, I I guess because I wasn't sure what the weather is going to do, all that sort of thing.
You know what the producer said?
Right.
I don't care what the weather's like.
Get outside.
You're going to be utilising the outdoor furniture, but what a day.
Yeah.
Look at that blue sky up there.
Yeah, it's very beautiful.
Up there, look at that. That's absolutely a little GoPro.
Now I know that.
Flying back in.
Both you and I have spoken about doing things with our granddads as we grew up. Yep. So I guess I was just thinking during the week.
And what was your granddad's name?
Horace.
Horace. Oh.
Horace James.
I love Horace. That's a great name.
But I guess he was known to everyone, and no one knows why, as Martha.
Horace James is known as Martha.
Yeah, and I don't know it, but he was probably a bit like you. I mean, we got lots of photos of him.
Yep.
In the local football team from in the early 1900s.
Down Cowraway?
No, that was Kiama.
Kiama.
So it was it was a grandfather on that side. So yeah. So anyway, I was just thinking.
What happened to you? How come you didn't turn into this massive footballer?
I don't know.
Like some other radio celebrities.
So anyway, I was just looking at the hat during the week, and I thought, you know what? And looking at the date, and I think, it's 47 years since my grandfather passed on, and this hat is his hat.
That's great news, mate. And you're continuing the legacy of the...
Yeah, so this is an Akubra Barman.
Oh, it is? Okay.
So
you had the Suburban thing on last week.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm quite pleased about this. So, that this hat
Look at that camera work. So,
this hat is probably 50 plus years old.
You know what? All silliness aside, it's fantastic that you own a piece of your grandfather's history. Like, that's wonderful.
Yeah. So, anyway, I thought, well, I just didn't want to... Yeah, that is why wear something to detract from something as good as that.
The outdated fashion is back in it's back. That's the actual fashion of today's Akubras.
Yes.
It's a great. And what sort of wonderful attire are you wearing today? It's definitely not.
No, this is just
you haven't got a dry as a bone on today.
No. This is just.
we won't even go down to the footwear.
We don't even go down nothing fancy.
Look at these footwear. Ugly looking show.
So just the hat this
week. We do live on the beach.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for sharing a part of your week with us. Trust you've enjoyed the music. Check out this week's artists online and give them some love. Just to recap, we had Haley Jensen with her premiere song Fireworks and NeillyRich with Love Bender. Now, both of those are new releases and they're available for pre-order.
Yep.
In addition, we had MATT SCULLION with his premiere song and video released today, and that is available for streaming and purchase. So that was 1868, and we also played Aussie As. Make sure you follow them on social media, stream them, and let them know you heard them on Australian Radio Indie. We'll be back next week with a fresh playlist.
Yep.
Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel and leave a comment. Support Australian Radio Indie TV. Support Tony and Tim at What's Happening Entertainment Radio. If it's safe where you live, go out and see a gig, and don't forget to buy some merch. Now, I know that we've had the elections, the American elections, and in reality, I don't know what the result is going to be.
Well, really, I don't care if you vote blue or you vote red. It doesn't matter as long as you're respectful and
you and you respect each other. So we're going to go out with a song by Australian singing songwriter.
Before we introduce it, let me just make an executive decision.
Mm-hmm.
You've put in 2 brand new songs today.
Mm-hmm.
Right. As of the next podcast, we're going to do. You're only allowed 1, so we're going to do 1 new Dingo's new track release.
Okay. Oh, geez,
so you get to choose, and then if you want to add a song in at the end of the show or something, maybe we might be able to twist my arm. But at the start of the show, we'll definitely do a great little soundbite, and we'll go the Dingo with a howl and all this sort of stuff.
Yep.
That's it.
Okay.
And we'll go. This is the Dingo's new music release.
Okay. Oh, that's limiting me to 1 song. I was anyway. So we've got Kevin Bloody Wilson.
Kevin Bloody Weller.
So he's a singer, songwriter, comedian, and his song is called what's Donald going to do today?
Donald going to do
doesn't matter what
today?
Donald's going to do today. I just want everyone to be kind to each other. Stay safe. Have a wonderful week. Listen to some new music. See you again soon. Jonesy, peace and love.
Peace and love, and whatever Donald's going to do, doesn't matter where he is or what time, he's definitely going to make people look, watch and listen.
Yeah, so
Doesn't
bye
matter
for
where he
now.
is and what he's doing.
Kevin Bloody Wilson,
Kevin,
what's Donald going to do today?
Make it so.
Bye for now.
Captain.
World's most watched reality TV show, live from Washington, with a walk-on cast of thousands, starring Donald Trump. It's political, but it's not PC. There's drama, conflict, lust, head-butting, butt-kicking, twists and turns, and lots of what the What's Donald gonna do today? Are we doomed or are we safe? First thing I read is Donald's tweet. What's Donald gonna do today? Then I turn the TV on, checking up on Don. Is he pissed off or is he okay? What's Donald gonna do today? Oh, Donald, oh, Donald, oh, Donald, what's Donald gonna do today? He's a cross between Homer Simpson and good old Fred Flintstone. Don't need no help from no one, fix this shit all on his own. Wants to build a wall to keep them Mexicans out. He reckons that's a great idea. Chinese built a wall centuries ago, ain't many Mexicans over there. What's Donald gonna do today? Are we doomed or are we safe? First thing I read is Donald's tweet. What's Donald gonna do today? Then I turn the TV on, checking up on Don. Is he pissed off or is he okay? What's Donald gonna do today? Oh, Donald, oh, Donald, oh, Donald, what's Donald gonna do today? There's only one Donald Trump, with Melania, his leading lady, and them pissing competitions with Kim Jong-un and Putin. Great for ratings. Donald wants to make America great again. Call him crazy, call him clever. But this daily reality dose of Don got us shit our pants together. What's Donald gonna do today? Are we doomed or are we safe? First thing I read is Donald's tweet. What's Donald gonna do today? Then I turn the TV on, checking up on Don. Is he pissed off or is he okay? What's Donald gonna do today? Oh, Donald, oh, Donald, oh, Donald, what's Donald gonna do today? What's Donald gonna do today? Are we doomed or are we safe? First thing I read is Donald's tweet. What's Donald gonna do today? Then I turn the TV on, checking up on Don. Is he pissed off or is he okay? What's Donald gonna do today? Is he pissed off or is he okay? What's Donald gonna do today?